Hello Boro fans, Jimmy Lee's here, Boro Fan TV, on the third episode of our debate show, the third half. What a show we're going to have this week. It's on the back of a fantastic 3-0 win against Bolton Wanderers. Traore and Sombalonga, absolute masterclass as well. Those guys taking the headlines, but we'll discuss that in more detail as we go on. Also, two upcoming matches coming up. We've got Tuesday night's match against Aston Villa, one of the title favourites for the beginning of the season. Also a home match against Quickfire as well. But first of all, we've got two guests on this week, and our first guest here is Pete Livo. Pete, thanks for joining us.
No problem, thanks for having us.
Pete is part of the Boro Walkers, a fantastic group that Boro Fan TV have supported for the majority of this season as we go on as well. Pete, we want to give you guys much more coverage, as much as we can do. So Boro Walkers, charity, they raise a lot of money for a lot of people in Teesside. So Pete, for the viewers who aren't aware who the Boro Walkers are and what you do, etc., give me a little bit more information about who you are, what you do.
Well, first off, we're a group of die-hard Middlesbrough fans, and the birth of the Boro Walkers was actually in 2013, and it was Burnley away, and we won 2-0. Right. It was a good friend of mine, Paul Randall, who suggested that we try and raise some funds for the MS Society.
Right, okay.
My Mrs. Sarah was diagnosed about 6-7 years ago with MS. Right. And you know, subsequently had been talking about, you know, let's do something for the MS Society. Brilliant. So from that initial conversation, I think it was by the September, we'd had 30 guys who walked up to walked the length of Hadrian's Wall up in Newcastle. Right. And we raised £12,170. Really?
First goal as well?
Yeah.
Superb.
Yeah. So it's within I think it was 10 weeks or something like that, or thereabouts, you know, from start to finish.
Right, fantastic. So, I mean, how have you guys grown from then? What more have you done? What's been the main premise of what you've been trying to raise money for?
Well, on that first initial go, we're just a group of Boro lads, all working class lads. Yeah. You know, we just jumped at this. It's 84 mile by the way, so we just jumped in it head first.
No, not all in one day.
We did. You do it over 2 days. Right, so it's like we did 48. Yeah. So we did a 42 and then a 42. Right. And unfortunately, not all the guys completed it. Right. So. The conversation after we'd done it all, let's try and do this again next year. So the guys who didn't do it could have another crack at it, which they did do subsequently. Right. And we raised 15,000 that year. Fair play. And so then we thought, you know, we're onto something here, and we thought if we started bringing in other charities alongside the MS Society, we could, you know. We could support more people within the Teesside area, and it's all from like Middlesbrough fans, really. You know, Middlesbrough-based, you know, Teesside. All the money that's coming in now is getting distributed. You know, we've supported 25 charities. Have you? Yeah. And so we've raised, we're over £100,000 now. Since 2013. That's superb. Yeah. All gone into local charities. All gone into local charities. Which is superb. And you know, let's be honest, Teesside has always been known as kind of like a downtrodden area, but good that money's going back in this community around here. It's massive. The support and you know what people within the like it's not just us. There's a lot of charity groups within the Teesside area. Yeah. And I'd say nationally we're probably up there. You know, massive. Oh, without a doubt for looking after our own, you know. Yeah, I think that stands testament to the people at Teesside as well, though, isn't it, Pete? Because we're a generous bunch, aren't we? Absolutely, yeah. You know what I mean? You know, Middlesbrough, it's a fantastic place to live in. You know, regardless to what people say further down south or whatever, you know. Yeah. Well, obviously they don't understand, do they? But you know, Teesside, I know, the working class lad myself. We'll always try and give money back to our own for people who need it. We're a generous bunch, and I think the money you guys have raised is testament to that, isn't it? Yeah. So with you guys, I know one of the big events you've done recently is the Saltburn and Whitby Walk. Yeah. And you want to do a lot more with that next year. Can you give us a bit more information on that, Pete? Well, this year we had just over 100 people walking from Whitby to Saltburn, and that was a huge success for us. And what we want to do now next year, we want to make that an annual walk regardless. Yeah. There'll always be 4 to 5 charities every year as we go along. That will receive monies from that. So next year it's on July the 14th, Saturday, July the 14th. July 14th. Yeah, and we want as many Boro fans as possible. Get the Boro shirts on. Yeah. Get involved. We'll supply the transport to Whitby. Yeah. Obviously, you make your own way on from there. There's a train station there. But we want to make it the biggest walk that, like, you know, on Teesside ever, you know, possible. Yeah. You know, so as many Boro fans as possible with the tops on. Get in touch and let's make this massive. Yeah. What have you got any kind of figures in mind? What you want to raise? Well, year on now, like I say, since 2013, we started with 12,000, then it went to 15, then it's 16, then it's 28. We're well over the 20,000 mark now, this year. So who knows? Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Whatever we can raise, the more people we can support and help, you know.
Fantastic. And as Boro Fan TV as well, we'll be helping promote these events, and Boro Fan TV will be present on the walk next year as well. There is pre-season, no Boro matches, so no excuse not to go. You've also got limited tickets left for the Christmas party on the 24th of November as well. It's an event Boro Fan TV will be covering. How can people get in touch about that, Pete?
Well, again, like I say, they can visit our website, borowalkers.org, or they can join our Facebook page, the Boro Walkers Association. And there's contact numbers on our website there. They can phone, or they can email us at borowalkers@gmail.com. And on that Christmas party, we've got Craig Hignett, who's hosting our Christmas party there.
Always a good watch.
I'm not going to say too much, but there could be one or two surprises.
Right, okay.
But that's what it's all about. If you looked at our last year's Christmas party,
right,
we had, I think it was Gorgeous George was along there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say too much more on that.
Right, okay.
But that's Friday the 24th, and anybody wants to attend, you know, obviously, you know, visit our website and get in touch that way.
Fantastic. So as Pete said there's plenty of ways you can get in contact with the Boro Walkers. They are raising a lot of money for a lot of people in Teesside, so there's no excuse not to get involved. Even if you can spare a couple of quid or get involved in one of their events, would be fantastic. We'll be posting all the information on our Facebook page as well. Anything else you want to give people information about the Boro Walkers, Pete?
Well, like I say, they can donate direct via our website at borowalkers.org if you want to support us that way. And we've got two. Obviously, we've got the big walk next year. And we've got another group of guys doing the fan dance.
Right.
In the Brecon Beacons, which is one of the UK's toughest challenge. We did it this year. 27 guys went down this year. 25 completed it.
Fantastic.
And we're doing it again next year with a bigger and stronger group. So again, if anybody wants to get involved in that, visit our website or join the Facebook page, the Boro Walkers Association.
Fantastic, Chris. Well, Pete, thanks for coming on.
Super, thanks for having us. Yeah, spot on.
That's Pete Livo, Boro Walkers. We're going to have his friend and acquaintance Johnny on very, very soon to talk about his life as a Boro fan as well. See you soon. Boro fans, hello again. So, we've had Pete Livo on there, promote the Boro Walkers. One of his colleagues, part of the Boro Walkers, is John. John, thanks for coming on.
Good evening.
So this is going to be the mainly debate part of it. So we're going to talk about the Bolton match on Saturday, upcoming Aston Villa and QPR matches as well. But as with every fan that comes on the show, we're going to start with the quick-fire questions. So, you're ready for these, aren't you? Yeah?
Go for it.
Oh, I don't know. So, are you excited to be seeing anyone else doing? Have you seen how people have struggled maybe in the past and things like that?
No, everyone seems okay.
Right, okay.
Happy days.
Right, so let's start then. Right, so there's 14 questions. Try and be quick with them. Okay. Favourite ever player?
I think everyone would go for Janino.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Craig Hignett for me, mate. Favourite ever match?
Would have to be the Carling Cup final again. Everyone's choice.
Yeah, a lot of people's choice. That one. Favourite ever goal you've seen at the Boro?
Favourite? Well, it would have to be more the occasion was Ravanelli's the first goal extra time, Wembley, 97.
Wembley, 97. Yeah, first ever goal at Wembley for us. Yeah, I like that. Worst player you've seen in the Boro shirt?
Worst player? Well, there's a multitude of players there. I would recent times. Well, I'd go back in the early 70s, 80s. Billy Wolf from the 70s, 80s when I first went. And modern day, I would probably say Don Gootley.
Don Gootley, yeah.
Don Gootley. That bad. Southgate recommended that. Great recommendation, but he would come good. When I don't know.
Yeah.
On the training ground, maybe that's about as good as you got.
I think everyone's still waiting for that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Best value for money signing you've seen at the Boro?
Got to be Bernie Slavin. 25,000 from Albion Rovers. What you got back for the money paid out was fantastic.
Yeah, that's a fantastic sell. That'd be fair. Best away day. Obviously, you guys do a lot.
Favourites again when we went into Europe. Bloody hell, probably the finals. Away day would be Carling Cup final again.
Yeah, good shout, good shout. Best away day pie.
Away day pie?
Yeah,
probably 2 years. Last season actually, Leicester. When they were giving the pies away, 50, I think 20 pence at the end of the
it's more to do with the value for money,
more value for money, yeah.
Bit of a tight getter.
Very much so, yeah.
Best away day pint you've had, John?
Away day pint, they all taste the same to me. Every ground, yeah. they all taste like the proverbial four-lettered word. But I think it's just generally Foster's. I think they all taste the same.
Yeah. I'd say like Bolton on Saturday had Coors, and it was quite nice. That.
Again, one of my favourite drinks, Coors. Yeah. Again, I'd had a bit to drink that day as well. As every away day, like every supporter does on that day. Yeah. Coors. Yeah. Again, I didn't queue. I haven't got the patience to queue.
Fair enough. Right. Okay. Favourite Boro kit.
Well, mine would be probably when I first started going back in the late 70s, early 80s. The Dats in Cleveland, the away kit, the blue. Yeah. Yeah, I think that colour set it all off.
Yeah, the remakes of that look quite good as well. The same kind of gloss on it.
They do, but you still can't beat the originals for me. Like so.
Oh no, you never will. Never will, mate. Best stadium you've ever visited?
Stadium again, probably by the time I actually do get to the stadium, everything's a bit hazy. But I think probably Man City last year. Yeah, I was a bit impressed with that.
Yeah, it's impressive. Now they've got that extension up the top.
Yeah, yeah. I probably had less to drink than many of the other games, so I remembered it more.
Fair enough. Saddest moment you've had as a Boro fan?
Was Hillsborough 88-89 season, I think. Relegation, last game of the season when we stayed out the bottom three until the very last game.
Yeah, it was the last game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite a sad. It's quite a sad occasion as well. It was a Hillsborough disaster as well that season. Yeah. So looking at that end as well and us going down, it was quite sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Funniest moment you've had as a Boro fan?
Funny, I've had some great times. I'm talking in the pitch.
Yeah, see on the pitch.
Inside. Yeah. It will have been the 1997 Liverpool. I think it was a quarter-final tie. 4 minutes to go, we were leading. And they had a throw in. I managed to get hold of the ball. Yeah. And I think it was either Redknapp or Carragher come over, want the ball back. I said, "Do you want the ball back?" Yeah. So I went, "There you are." I went, boom, and just bolted it about 5 miles in the sky.
See all the chewy
yeah, I suppose, yeah. And a tirade of abuse from him.
I think it did, yeah. There was a few choice words.
Absolutely, yeah. I actually complained to the stewards about it.
Did you? I think it was self-inflicted, mate, let's be honest. Yeah. Where do you think Boro finish this season?
Well, I'm hopeful that it will be a top 4 finish minimum.
Right, fair enough.
Anything outside, I think, would be a failure considering what we've done and what we've bought.
It's a fair shot. Fair shot. It's hard to argue on that one. Yeah. Now, little daft one. If you were to compare yourself to any Boro player, who would it be?
Well, I suppose I would look at maybe Terry Cochran again. I just love the wing wizardry, and probably Stuart Ripley as well. Because when I played football, that's the type of football player I was. Yeah. Get the ball, beat your man, get the ball and cross it in, and a few step overs. So
fair enough.
Them 2 players.
If I was to shout any players, I'd probably say a hard route between Nicky Bailey and Willow Flood. That's what you remind me of.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll keep my cap on.
Yeah. I mean no offence by that whatsoever,
Willow Flood.
Brilliant, right. That's Quickfire fans questions done. Okay, so Bolton. Saturday, 3-0 away win. First away win of the season. Sombolonga, Damaciore grabbing the headlines, and rightly so. Fantastic performance all round, yeah?
Well, first half was a bit nitty-gritty. I thought, when's this team actually going to open up and play football? And second half, Traore, Assemble come into their own there. Yeah. Very impressed with Traore, I've got to say, for once. Probably his best game in the Boro shirt. And linked up well with Assemble. They're both powerful players. They're both forward-running players. Yeah. And Assemble, watching his technique and his movement, is again, watched it first hand. It's actually the first time I've seen him this season. I was very impressed. So it's a good buy.
Yeah, I'll touch on Sombolonga. It is the best performance he's had as a Boro player. And I think the system, we'll touch on the system in a bit in regards to that, but he didn't go much further than with the 18-yard box, which is where he's most dangerous. And in previous matches, he's been popping up on the left wing, in the corner flag positions and things like that. He's not going to score many goals from there, is he?
Well, he's keen, he's hungry, he wants to get the ball. I think he wants to be involved everywhere, but he can't be, in the box every given opportunity. Yeah. So all depends on how the system plays and works, which it worked effectively second half. Yeah. Saturday, so try and stick to that format.
Yeah, it worked brilliantly. I mean, what I'm going to do here as well, Boro fans, is I'm going to address the elephant in the room, and anyone who's seen me interview with Guesty, which it's linked down at the bottom now. Myself and Damaciore, and now I've always talked about how poor he is as a footballer. Yeah. The fact that he can take any defender in the world, but then he can deliver absolutely nothing. Saturday was a completely different kettle of fish. He was absolutely superb. And both assists were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And now everyone was talking about the first assist as being the best. That was just pure graft. If you have a look at a slow-mo replay that Channel 5 is showing on the second goal, you can see he's constantly looking up, seeing where Son Belonga is. He's never had that before. He just used to run into positions and then boot the ball into Rowe's head or something. Yeah. Why do you think that is? What's happened with Damaciore?
Well, I think his future's been settled. You know, the transfer window was closed, nobody come in for him, or maybe we turned the bids down, but I just think it's a case of having to knuckle down and get on with the job in hand. He was picked, he was I wouldn't say a surprise inclusion in the team, but justified in all departments. First and foremost, we know he's got frightening pace. Yeah. I dare say he's got power as well. Yeah. But
those two have never been in doubt, have they?
Right. But again, what's always been missing is a finished product. Yeah. I've always said he's a runaway speedboat. Yeah. Without the driver.
And
that's how I would sum him up. And the two bits of skill that produced the goals were just magnificent alone. If they were the only two things that he did in the game, well, that would have been it. Yeah. Pace, power, and he'll frighten the living daylights out of any defender. Yeah. But he's playing against a weaker team and players than he was in the Premier League last year.
I know, but to be fair to the lads, he was taking on the defenders in the Premier League last year. That was like his first game for Boro was Tottenham Hotspur at home last year. Yeah. Tottenham Hotspur have got arguably the best centre-half partnership with Alderweireld and Vertonghen, and he made them look ordinary. He was taking them on, he just couldn't get that final ball. Do you think it's maybe, like you say, he's settled now? Or maybe, Gary Monk's given him a bit more freedom, say, Adama, just go out there and do what you want to do, son. And he's sort of, the shackles are off, I can enjoy myself here. I've got no one whinging at me, I've got no one at the sideline telling me what to do every single second. I'm actually out to go out there, play football, and he's thought, I found it now, he's what I need to do.
Well, he's still a work in progress, 21-year-old, so he's still learning his trade. Yeah. I always say a player, when he comes into a team, he might have that first season syndrome where he's average. We might see the best of him in the second season. Yeah. Now I know it's early doors in this campaign now, but hopefully he will come good. I'm not saying he's going to be like that every game. Let's just hope when these games matter. Yeah. The crunch games, if you like, especially the Leeds and Sunderland, which we'll all love that. Now, if he produces that magic again, well, everyone's going home happy.
He'll be a legend forever, I guess.
Well,
if he
I'm
does
guessing
something
so.
like
that. It could be his season. Let's just hope it is.
Well, like you said, it's a long, hard season, but it's promising so far for sure. Yeah. And he's got 3 assists this season already. Okay, against Scunthorpe and Bolton Wanderers, he only had 1 assist last season, and to be fair, that was a shot, which Negredo managed to get in the end of. So we've seen flashes of brilliance, I'd say, which you never saw last season. So it's looking positive for Damaciore for sure. Now, we'll touch on the system here, John. Now, we went back to 4-2-3-1, which was our former manager's, I can't say his name because I keep putting pounds in for this charity thing, up to £22 so far. Our former manager's preferred system, and he made it his own, but Clayton and Ledbetter back in midfield, as I said on Gessie's interview, the band back together. A huge fan of Grant Ledbetter myself, I really am. I think he's a huge underrated midfielder, and I think Adam Clayton looked a lot more comfortable with them together. How do you think well, not say the new system, but the new version of the 4-2-3-1 work for us?
Maybe last season it was square pegs round holes. This season again he had to maybe rid of a few players. Now I was actually quite surprised Ledbetter didn't go, or even maybe Clayton, because in the right team he'd be a fantastic player. Yeah. But okay, he was one of our better players last year, Clayton. Ledbetter didn't get a look in.
No, I didn't know.
So this season again, it's a problem that Monk's probably got from last season. He's still got the same players who actually took the team down. Yeah. So again, he's a new manager coming into the club, lots of new players, and I wouldn't say he's got it off to a tee just yet. It's still early days, and it's our first away. I do think that we do play better football away from home than what we do at home. I mean, the fans' expectations at home, regardless of what formation. But again,
we're a tough crowd, aren't we, at home?
We very much are, and the formation system last season was a problem because how many times did we one up front again where we need to? We are crying out as supporters, which we never got.
Yeah, so, I think the supporters last season, we just wanted goals. We wanted something to cheer about. We didn't get it. And it wasn't even 4-2-3-1 last year. It was this variation of 4-3-3. It just didn't work. And there was a lot of square pegs and round holes with Christian Stuani, people like getting slated every week. But He's not a winger. Never has been a winger. He's scoring goals in Spain now. That's what he does.
That's right. Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot that went wrong in regards to that. But I'm a big fan of the 4-2-3-1 formation. I really am. I think Clinton Ledbetter are a real combination to be messed with in the Championship. And for Sombolonga, we'll move on to next. It's good to see him score a couple of goals, but I think the system helped with that, didn't it?
Well, whatever system Monk decides to play, I just think that every game there's an opportunity for him to have at least shots on goal. Yeah. I don't think you're going to get a game where you're not going to get an effort on goal. Yeah. And he could have had his hat-trick as well on a one-on-one.
He could have had four. Could have had four
again,
goals easily, yeah.
But he's got to be in them positions, sort to miss them or to score them. And he's had, to be fair, he's had quite a few chances. He's been in the right positions again.
I think to be fair, I think you've got a good point there about Sombolonga. There's only Preston where he hadn't had a clear chance. Yeah. Because, okay, he didn't score at Wolves, he didn't score at Nottingham Forest as well, and Sheffield United, but he had chances in every one of them games. Especially Nottingham Forest, where I think that obviously the game got away a little bit there.
That's right, yeah, of course it did.
He's had chances, and I think he looked more comfortable. I think weirdly, for a modern day centre forward, he looks more comfortable playing up on his own. Because we're playing the two at the top with Gested, I think it was too much emphasis in regards to getting that ball up there quickly. Whereas Sombolonga, he likes to play off the shoulder or try and find some pockets elsewhere. And I think the 4-2-3-1 works well for him in that respect, don't you think?
Well, I know it's still early days, and what I was impressed with as well is he ran the gauntlet, if you like, and he ran in them. He ran in the corners. He just dragged defenders all over the place. He just his desire and his sheer determination just to get the ball. He's a big, strong, powerful fella as well.
He's big. He's strong. He's fast. He's real good eye for goal.
He's got it all so far.
You wouldn't want to defend against him, would you?
Absolutely not. No. It's a defender's nightmare at the moment. If you've got him on song, you've got Traore on song as well. I think the rest will hopefully kick into place. And we'll actually, we haven't seen the best of Boro yet, but that second half on Saturday was an indication that there's more to come.
I think we look comfortable in the second half. I think we enjoyed ourselves. Yeah. You see the smile on the faces, especially look at the celebration for the second goal. How people feel like it was good to see. Yeah. George Friend, a stalwart in the Boro team for the last 3-4 years, and he was dropped on Saturday. Shocked to see that?
Well, if you're not performing, then why not? We're a squad team, so if you're not doing the business, then off your pop if you like.
I think you got the nail on the head there, to be honest, John. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I think the thing is right there. You say not perform, because George Friend has been a very weak link this season, hasn't he? I don't like to say that. As a Boro fan, adore George Friend. He does a lot for this football club, and you guys know more than anyone. He does a lot for charity, that lad, doesn't he? And he's bought into Middlesbrough football as an area. Yeah, that's right. But the lad struggled for form, hasn't he, this season?
Well, he struggled last season. Well. Yeah. It was a step up. It was a big step up in the Premier League. Yeah. I'm not sure how many sort of games he played, but there was no real standout games. Probably the early games he played, and then obviously. Once we started to struggle, then injuries kicked in, and he found it hard to come back into the team as well. Yeah. Again, the competition this season, with the amount of, the influx of players that we've got, you're fighting for your place. Yeah. It's as simple as that. So his chance will come again. Yeah. And hopefully he'll knuckle down, because I love watching him, the way he marauds. Yeah. Basically,
great drop the shoulder.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah. Literally, he just, again, a bit like Traore, makes for the byline.
Yeah, and I think one thing you can say about George Friend, he's not going to be moaning about it on social media. He'll knuckle that down.
Hopefully not.
He's going to graft his puns off the training.
Absolutely.
He's going to look where he can improve his game. Because that's something you think he'd done in the Cranker a lot, was okay, how can I improve my game? And he always wants to learn. And I think George Friend will do that, because he's not a naturally gifted footballer. That's all come from good coaching and learning what to do. And he's going to try and do that, which I think, we've got good competition with Fabio. You can't fault Fabio's performances so far, considering he was told he was surplus to requirements. He's done well since he's come in. I mean, look at our fan interviews, which you can see on our YouTube channel. Fans are quite happy after that win. Easy to see why, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so good free win against Bolton Wanderers. Let's move on to the next couple of games. We'll have a chat here. So we've got a tough game on Tuesday night, Aston Villa away. It's a tough game on paper, but when you look at their form so far, they haven't started the season too well, considering they are one of the promotion favourites alongside us.
Yeah. Well, as we found out, it's a very unforgiving league. It's a tough league. Yeah. You'll have these surprise teams that you're expecting to be
every year,
in relegation and now up there, and the teams who are supposedly favourites, likes of Sunderland are down there as well with Villa. Yeah. You know, we sort of, like say, we in that little group of teams where we haven't quite hit top form, but now, you know, after that win on Saturday, then great, we're in the top 5, top 6, I think.
Top 6 we are now, yeah.
Yeah. So again, regardless of, you know, how big you were once over as a club, you know, this is reality in a championship. Yeah. So every game's going to be tough games. Every single game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You know, you couldn't predict, right, that's a home win, away win. You know, it's a tough league. It's when you put your bets on Saturday, it's a league you want to stay away from, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well, you have a look at Aston Villa. Since they got relegated, they spent upwards of £80 million on new players. So, do you think that's one thing that Boro fans have to take into account regards to, you know, spending money doesn't guarantee promotion, or even relative success?
Again, not really. If you're a relegated team, then you're obviously going to get rid of majority of players who underperformed, and then you're buying again. Hopefully, you're trying to buy better than what you've already got rid of there. And if it doesn't gel, it doesn't gel. And then the manager goes, and then, you know, it could be a recurring theme where they'll just sit in that bottom 6, and then they could just, you know, drift.
Yeah.
You just.
Well, Aston Villa changed their manager quite early last season and went for Steve Bruce because he came available. But then, you know, Steve Bruce has spent a lot of money as well, but still they haven't moved forward. So obviously, Boro fans are saying we spent £46 million this year. Surely that guaranteed promotion. Bearing in mind that's only £6 million net spend because you got £40 million in transfers in. So one thing I'd like to think Boro fans think, okay, we spent this money, that doesn't guarantee we're going to get promotion, but I'm happy with how we gelled so far, and it can only improve from that. Yeah. But you look at Aston Villa as a team, age in defence, John Terry, Christopher Samba there.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Adama Traore and Sombolonga on Saturday, and Marvin Johnson when he came on, very quick, direct footballers. I think we can absolutely tear them apart, can't we?
Yes, with Marvin Johnson, I've got an Oxford friend who actually, he said, you've got a good buy there, Marvin Johnson, and he basically said he's very direct. And if I'm going to watch a style of football, I'd rather see just somebody a bit like I mentioned before, with, you know, the likes of Stuart being Terry Crocker, with the ability just to get the ball and just beat your man in front of you, just beat what's in front of you. And that's rather than going sideways on just. I constantly scream, like, just forward. Forget.
You're one of those ones that shout forward all the time.
Scream, honestly, at all costs. Honestly,
if you were
I don't want the ball over the top. Honestly, just forward.
If you were sat behind me, I'd spend 90 minutes shouting at you. I would. It's one of my bugbears when it comes to football. And our fans just shouting forward all the time.
Well, what do you want to see?
I just want to see football.
But you don't want to see sideways crabs, do you?
Not all game. But I'd see why we do from time to time. It's about making space, isn't it? Then it creates gaps in behind, draws them out.
But if there's no end product, then you're back to square one again, and it comes back to the goal kick, which, as everybody knows, we've seen a lot of that last season.
Yeah, we did. We saw a lot.
And it was negative.
It was
a lot of boos.
We don't have to think about last season, though, do we?
Well, that's gone. It's a new era again. It's you know, every football club goes through a phase of like a new era where it's manager, players, and everybody else. And hopefully it could kickstart us.
Well, yes,
a new era.
One thing you touched on there, Marvin Johnson. I know Stuart Downey came back at the team on Saturday, and I thought he'd put in a very good performance. When we took Lewis Baker off, Stuart Downey went in the middle, and Marvin Johnson came on the left, and we had two direct wingers. They were there for the taking, and he obviously got a debut goal, so it's nice to see that direct player. Yeah. I see Marvin Johnson as that type of player, impact player. Maybe not start every game, but he'll certainly come off the bench a lot, don't you think?
Well, he will be one of them players. His style of play will be that he probably have a good game, and it'll be next game he probably won't get a look in, and then it's a case of he'll get left out. So he's just one of them players where he's never going to be in the game for the full amount.
Well, that takes us on to Aston Villa because we obviously played the team on Saturday. Do you expect us to make some changes for Tuesday's matches? Because a lot of teams in the Championship, it is a long, hard schedule. Because you think we just played Saturday, we've got Villa on Tuesday, QPR Saturday, then Villa on Tuesday again. Do you expect us to make changes in this match on Tuesday? I think we'll go, that's a winning team. Played fantastically, gelled really well. Stick that and make a few changes on Saturday. What do you think? Well,
I'm all for a winning team. Keep the same team. The Choplin changing, it just, for me, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If he decides to leave out, for argument's sake, Clayton and brings in Forshaw, who gives you a bit more attacking ability and flair, again, it might upset the balance of the team itself. I'd rather this winning team, injury-free, tomorrow night's game, play the same, and why not?
Yeah, I mean,
winning formation, keep with it.
I'd stick 4-2-3-1. Yeah. I'd have exactly the same players in there. But you know, you've got your likes of Johnny House that can come off the bench.
Yeah.
You've got Marvin Johnson, you've got Ashley Fletcher and Patrick Bamford.
That's right, yeah.
4 players who, to be fair, can win you the game.
Fantastic. I mean, what you just mentioned there, if we've got a bench with them players on there, then, you know, substitution and any one of them 4, you know, is new buys, if you like, that they'll hopefully slot straight in.
Yeah, I think you're kind of... And Patrick Bamford, he's played well this season so far. And when I look at his best football for Middlesbrough, he played on the right-hand side of the 3. Yeah. And the way he could ghost in and find space and behind the centre forward was brilliant. And I'd like to see him be given an opportunity there. But let's be honest, if Traore plays like he did on Saturday, you're not going to dislodge that lad out of the team, are you? Prediction for Tuesday night then, Aston Villa?
Well, avoid defeat, I'll be happy with. A point on the road's always a good point.
Yeah.
Over the moon with the 3, possibly elevators into maybe the top 3.
You sat on the fence there, give us a prediction, John.
Well, play like we did Saturday, second half, good performance, I'd be happy with a 2-0.
2-0, yeah?
I'd go with a 2-0.
Put your neck on that one. 2-0. Is that your £5 bet for the week?
Is that my £2.50, that's all I've got on.
Yeah, we found out your site early, didn't we? Right, next game, QPR at home Saturday. A team at the start of the season, not too bad. QPR, to be fair. They've got a lot of championship stalwarts in there. They've got like your Jamie Mackie, you've got Alex Baptiste, our former centre-half, Matt Smith playing up front. Where do you see the threat coming from QPR on Saturday, if a threat at all?
Well, if there's a threat, well, I don't really know much about Queen's Park Rangers. I've never really looked at the form this season. But again, we're at home, so we haven't conceded, I don't think, at home. So
no, we haven't, no.
We haven't conceded at home, so we've got a watertight defence, and I'm guessing with the formation that we're playing and who he's got in at the back, I would expect us to keep another clean sheet, and I'd also expect us to pinch 1 or 2, 3 forward.
And the way I see Saturday going, to be honest, is Ian Holloway knows how much of a volatile crowd we can make. I recall last time we played QPR in the league, we won 1-0, led a bit of penalty late on in the game. And Sky were covering that match, and Ian Holloway was commenting on how negative the Boro fans were because you weren't winning early doors. And obviously that feeds down to the players, doesn't it? And I can see Ian Holloway coming there purely just to frustrate us and try and catch something on the end, because if the crowd get on the players' backs, the players are, it's how it happens, isn't it? If you're at work, your boss keeps telling you rubbish, you go, well, am I going to graft for you for? So it works exactly the same way as the footballers. So I think the crowd's going to be a vital thing. Be patient with us on Saturday, because QPR are going to come and frustrate us. But if we get that early goal, that's going to bring them out, and I think we can go and have them, to be honest, because they're not a great team. Okay, they got another win on Saturday. They're just outside the top 6. They are going to be difficult to beat at home. That's an old-fashioned football ground where the fans are on top of you. But away from home, if you can get an early goal against them, we're going to be there for the taking, aren't they?
Again, unpredictable league at times. We see when Preston came, actually had them, you know, the lion's share of the game and the better chances.
They were the better team by far, Preston, yeah.
They were. So, you know, that was hopefully a one-off. Again, Queen's Park Rangers could cause problems if we let them. But if we come up the starting blocks, you know, we're not really a renowned team for coming up, you know, straight up the starting blocks.
No, we're not.
Straight
for
the jugular, really. So again, early goals settle the nerves. Hopefully, again, play attractive football and win comfortably. And if, you know, we get a good result tomorrow night, I'm sure we'll have a very vocal crowd on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's nail on the head there. I think an early goal against QPR is absolutely key in regards to what we're going to do going forward with that game. I do see it being a tough game, but we get that early goal, we never do it, but out the starting blocks, really go at QPR, get a goal, crowds are all happy, jubilant. QPR are going to come out a little bit more, but they're not good enough to stop our attack. Our attack is superb, and also is our defence. We have a fantastic team on paper, and there's no reason why they should be scoring goals against us. I mean, one thing I'll touch on goals as well, and he's been unsung hero so far this season. I think it's Darren Randolph. He made 2 fantastic saves on Saturday. My man the match against Preston. We'd have got beat if it wasn't for Darren Randolph. He's going to be difficult to beat this season, isn't he?
Well, again, it was a bit of a sort of raised a few eyebrows with when we got Randolph. Bearing in mind, we do have Dimmy. We had an abundance of keepers there. I actually thought Dimmy would actually get the jersey back. Yeah, but it hasn't worked out that way, and now. Well, he's slowly making a mark for himself now, so he's obviously going to be like the number one man for the jersey.
I think so. He's going to be hard to dislodge. I feel for Connor Ripley because the lad's done good. He's done the right things. He's gone alone again this season, but you know, it's time will tell with Connor Ripley. But Darren Randolph, Ireland #1, Premier League experience, And he's looked a fantastic keeper, hasn't he? So,
yeah, that's right, yeah.
Unsung hero so far. Well, prediction for QPR? If you're going to put your neck on the line, is it £2.50 bets, usually £5?
Well, take away that £2.50, I want to out my pocket, so I'll have to owe you on that one. Well, we're at home, and if we get a good win tomorrow night, I'm going to go for a 3-0.
3-0?
A 3-0, and that probably might put us in the top 2 come Saturday, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, there's probably a chance in that one. Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'll
be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, there's no reason why not though.
No, absolutely not.
We're a good team.
Yeah.
If we play like we did on Saturdays, we had more to give on Saturday as well.
Correct,
so I think they could be there for the taking. Yeah. I like to see us put teams like that to the sword. So we'll go on our social media comments. So we always ask the fans, this is an engaging show. It's for the fans, this show. So we want to see what their thoughts are. So Ben Fry mentioned on Facebook about Dale Fry, how he's getting better and better after every game. That's promising to see, isn't it?
Again, I think it was 2 seasons ago. I think he made his debut, Preston away.
It was first game.
It was a drab 0-0 game. Yeah. I remember, but he come out of that with all the credit.
Yeah.
Again, he's in this. We do have this summit at the club where we breed these centre halves. Again, he's in the long line of these natural centre halves.
There's a lot that have come through the academy, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Left wingers and centre halves for some reason.
That's right. Yeah. So it's like a production line of them. So if you get that partnership clicking again, could be a formidable pairing.
Yeah, I think so. There's one James Maloney's mentioned about Johnny Howson. We've seen enough of him to think that we have better at the club, or do you think there's more from Johnny Howson to come?
I haven't seen anything of Johnny Howson this season, I'm afraid.
Haven't you?
So,
pointless question for you, this one, John, isn't it?
But looking at what he's done for Norwich and what I've read about him, then he is the right player for us. And again, it's biding your time, waiting for your opportunity to actually get the shirt and to do something when you've got it on your back.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Dave Torrey said about the lineup was spot on Saturday. Traore, absolutely on fire, and he's a big fan of his himself. But yeah, he said he wasn't a big fan of his before, and certainly myself, but looks like maybe he found his feet. We'll find out with the matches to come, I guess, won't we, John? It's very sort of cliche, it's a long, hard season in Championship, so we'll find out.
Well, one swallow doesn't make a summer, does it?
Very true, very true.
Again, it's about moving forward and with the momentum tomorrow night and Saturday, let's just see.
Glenn Melvin has mentioned Grant Ledbetter, but has to stay in the team. We look so much more solid, and not to mention him and Clayton improve at this level. Fine point, I think. I think we can't read too much into the Ledbetter thing because it was Bolton Wanderers. It wasn't a top team. Someone's going to be up for promotion, but still, he's got a good point. Ledbetter and Clayton only 2 years ago were the best midfield partnership in this league.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So it's not a point to be sniffed. That 2 years isn't that long in football.
No, not really. Again, they protect the back four, which is solid enough, and then with them two in front, again, it's just reinforcing, the back line.
Yeah.
So again, long may it continue.
Yeah, that fair point. And we've had someone commenting about George Fenn getting dropped. Obviously, we've had a chat about that, but I'm hoping he grafts at the training ground and no moves on from that. And Marvin Johnson, short time he was on, as you mentioned, nice, direct, looking at the goal all the time.
That's right, yeah.
There's one thing I will mention there is David Richards got in touch as well. I met Dave at the Beehive in Bolton before the match.
Was he buzzing?
God, mate, don't. We've had Gav on this vlog doing some horrible gags as well, mate. We'll cut that out, I promise. Davey Rich and the light infantry lads, I said to give a mention on the show tonight. So yeah, thanks for getting in touch. Appreciate that. But season, how do you think it's going to go from here?
Well, as each game gets ticked off the list, I said before the season started, I would judge after 10 games. Really, everyone's found on the feet so far. Some better than others, some maybe not. So maybe after 10 games, and if we're top 5, 10 games, then I think it's progress. Yeah. Considering obviously the last season debacle. Yeah. So and then come Christmas time again, not thinking too far ahead, but hopefully I would hope that we would be top 3, top 4. Yeah.
We'll see where we are. One thing I would like to say is there's been a lot of times, for example, Burnley, when we last got promoted with Burnley, a couple of years back, Burnley would hover around the top 6 for Christmas time, and then they won the league at a cancer. I think we need to be patient as a group of fans with this team. I think time will tell. As long as we're supporting that team, I think we'll do well with that one. Thanks for joining us, John. Appreciate that, mate. All I'll say to the fans is look out for the transporter at Villa. So guess you and lads, have a look for them. Send us your social media pictures if you see them on the way down to Aston Villa. We will have a new position for the home games as well, for the post-match interviews. We will let you all know on Facebook when that is as well. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. The FIFA comp, which you've got running on Facebook at the moment, where you can win a copy of FIFA 18 Ultimate Ronaldo Edition as well. That still runs till the 22nd of September when we draw that as well. So, get yourself entered to that one if you want to win a copy of that. Again, thanks for coming on, John. We'll be here again next week. Jimmy Lee's Boro Fan TV. Thank you very much.